What is Shvi'i Shel Pesach? What do we mark on the seventh day of Passover? So as you may know, the holiday of Pesach has two Yom Tovs. The first, the beginning, we all know, it's the time God took us out of Egypt, and that's the time of the Exodus. We remember the 10 plagues, and the Jews getting up at night, and Pharaoh telling the Jews in the middle of the night, leave, and they wait until the morning, and then the matzah couldn't bake, and so they didn't have enough time for the dough to rise, and it became matzah, and we left Egypt. But then there's another part of the holiday, and that is Shvi'i Shel Pesach, the seventh day of Pesach. So what do we mark on that day, and why was it established as a Yom Tov? So the Jews travel, and on the 15th of Nisan, they leave, and they walk for 3 days. On the third day, the word starts getting back that they're not coming back. They told Pharaoh they're leaving for 3 days, and it takes a day, the fourth day, for Pharaoh to sort of figure out what's going on and to gather his troops, and he decides to chase them. And Pharaoh is much faster than the Jews. The Jews are walking, and Pharaoh has his chariots, and he comes and he reaches them on the seventh day of Passover. And it's on that night of Shvi'i Shel Pesach that the Jews march into the sea, and the sea splits, and Pharaoh chases them into the sea. And in the morning, the Jews wake up, and they see, as the sun goes up, they see the destroyed Egyptian army there on the shores of the Red Sea, Yam Suf. And so, on Shvi'i Shel Pesach, we don't just mark the fact that Pharaoh's army was destroyed, or that Hashem saved us from that great threat of Pharaoh and the Egyptians chasing us. On the seventh day of Pesach, we mark the closure that we get. We know we are for sure free, because until that point, the Jews were afraid. They thought maybe, no matter where we're going to be, Pharaoh is going to come and get us. Maybe they had some kind of Stockholm syndrome where they knew that perhaps Pharaoh's going to come and they should really like him and want him. On Shvi'i Shel Pesach, we were truly free, because this is when we saw the Egyptian army destroyed, and this is when we knew it's time for a new chapter. It's time for a magnificent chapter, a new beginning. So may this holiday of Pesach, the first day, and Shvi'i Shel Pesach, be a day full of meaning, joy, and a time to reflect on what our freedom means, on the gratitude we should have for Hashem for taking us as our nation, and may it be a Chag Kasher V'Sameach. Happy Passover.